What's going on, Z-Pack? Sarge here from Come On Ref Academy. Thank you for stopping by and checking out today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about something that really is not talked about a lot, and that is three-person free throws and where we're supposed to be. The question I get a lot from new officials, hey Sarge, where do I stand? What am I doing? Well, the reality here is this is an important process, and so being at the right place and understanding why you're there is key. So in this particular episode, you're going to hear me talk about the 6-3 method, the 4-1 method, and the 28-foot method. And so it's really important to know these things. And as I always say, even though majority of the evaluators will not talk about this in the process of evaluating you after a game, don't let them have the opportunity to. This eliminates it because you know what you're supposed to be doing. So if you have your book, let's open it and let's go through it and really spend time getting it right, looking at some video, and when we set the standard of excellence, there will be no questions. All right? Other than that, listen, let's get right to it. Thank you for stopping by. Let's go. Okay, before we move into the video portion of this, let's take some time and look at the book that is going to be our guideline. I hope that you have it. If you do, 173, you can follow along. We're not going to go through every single portion of this, but some of the details that's going to help you really get in the right spot and do the right thing. All right, so right off the bat, lead here. For all free throws, the lead should be approximately 4 feet from the near lane line and well off the end line. Okay. The center administers a silent, invisible 10-second count with the arm furthest from the basket using wrist flicks. When showing a visible count as center during a free throw attempt, the count should be less Alright, so before we move into the video portion here, let's take some time to look at the text that's going to give us good details on what we're supposed to be doing and why we're supposed to be doing it. If you have your book, hopefully you do, page 173. So here we go. I'm not going to go through all of this, just the specifics. All right, for all free throws, the lead should be approximately 4 feet from the near lane line and well off the end line. The center administering a silent, invisible 10-second count with the arm furthest from the basket using wrist flicks. Okay. Now, when we're doing this as the center, we don't want to be too demonstrative, all right, so that it distracts from the shooter and bring any attention toward you as an official. Okay, on that last free throw, the center uses the stop clock signal immediately after the shooter releases the shot. Use that same arm furthest from the basket to ensure a timely signal. No. Okay, before we move into the video portion, let's take some time to look at our text here that's coming out of our officiating manual. That is really important. So page 173, if you have it, you can follow along. I'm not going to go over everything here. Really going to try to summarize this to push this along here. So lead. For all free throws, lead should be approximately 4 feet from the near lane line and well off the end line. Okay. Center administers a silent and visible 10-second count with the arm furthest from the basket using wrist flicks. Okay. When doing this specific count, let's not bring attention to ourselves so that we're not distracting the shooter and drawing any unnecessary attention to us. Okay. So on that last free throw, using the stop clock signal after the shooter releases the shot, use that same arm furthest from the basket to ensure that the timer, the board, clearly sees the signal. Okay, during that flight and try, you want to make sure that arm is still raised and close down slightly toward the end line. All right, getting good angles and checking out the rebounding action. Okay, if the shot is good, lower the arm. If the shot is no good and the ball is to remain live, use the start clock signal as soon as the ball is touched by or other players. All right, so here's our picture here to really sort of give us a good idea where everybody's going to be. So lead, 4 off. All right. So let's look into our center and our trail positions. And so this is really important. A lot of people like to stand in this area right here, but let's just do the right thing and stand where we're supposed to stand. All right, let's look at the trail. The trail shall be positioned near the 28-foot mark. The first of 2 or the first 2 of 3 free throws as shown here in this specific graph. The trail should take a position approximately 28 feet from the end line, just inside the table side boundary. That's really important. Now, often coaches can be upset about something, so if necessary, get away from that situation. You can move on to that court as you can see here, right here. Okay, so understand that you're not going to be in cement. You're going to have the opportunity to make a move if needed. I think the question I get a lot, specifically dealing with the center, is where, in accordance to our information here, is center really located? And so here is the specifics from the book graph and why we're supposed to be in this specific spot according to steps away. So let's go over that. All right, the center. The center should position themselves 3 feet above the free throw line and approximately 6 feet off the sideline. Okay, that center is going to be able to see the free throw shooter and the opposite free throw. And so this is going to help you be able to get a good view. So when we look at it, again, getting a grasp on why we're standing there, it's really important to see. So when I get my center, I take a step here, and then that's like, obviously it's going to be 3 feet, and then you'll see me scoot over here and then look right down the alley, and I'll see exactly if I'm at the right spot. So this is really important. It's not really picked up a lot, but you can tell when you watch videos if someone's really in the wrong spot or too far off. So I hope this helps you sort of get a grasp on where we are standing, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. So let's push on here into the videos and sort of get a good look at how this all transfers into what we're supposed to be doing and what it looks like when it's right, and what it looks like when it needs to be worked on in specific guidelines need to be addressed. Okay, now that we've spent some time in the book, let's go and put this knowledge to work in video. Now, right off the bat, we want to make sure that we understand where we're supposed to be immediately after that foul and go into the work of it. Okay, so here we go. Let's start off with lead. Okay, lead. It's gonna be 4 feet off. Good, and in a good spot. I love this angle. Looking at what the lead's supposed to be really, looking at. The depth wise, I like it. Maybe a step back a little bit, but I like it. It's good. Looking over here at our trail. It's talking to the coach. Is he being boisterous? I don't know. But lead and center are looking really, really good. Now, here's a little rule of thumb that I know will help you. Okay. For center, we have some lines on here that are going to help us really get a good grasp on anything. But let me just give you a little insight into what I do. All right. As center, you will always see me start on the sideline. I will walk 6 feet in, and then I will look right across at that free throw line extended. And when I get to that 6 feet in, I will take 3 steps back. And when I get to that 3 steps back, normally I will be in the spot that I need to be. So it's called the 6-3, okay? So at 6-3, and I'm looking at what I'm supposed to be looking at, everything lines up. So remember, during that free throw setup, step backwards to the sideline, and then take that 6 feet in, and then 3 feet back, and you will always be at the right spot. And according to our book, lead 4 steps off, and maybe a step back, and then 28. So you get these things in your mind, but also you will be helped to know here that we can actually use the volleyball lines to help, because it sort of gives us a identifier from our spot. Okay, so halfway point, 3 back, boom, perfect. Okay, so just a little reminder: 6-3, 4 out, little 1 back, 28. All right, let's move on here. All right. All right, so we have a really good count here toward the board. I like it. Everybody's doing everything right. Identifier, 1 shot left. Step back. Now, I do like this. I like this. Getting out of the play. Okay? Now, the book really doesn't talk about that, but on the second shot, you want to make sure that you're in a spot that you're not going to cause any problems. And this is generally what I would call a safe spot to get a good look at the bigger picture, so that you're not too close in and miss something. So here we go. Center's good spot. All right, great mechanic. Ball goes up, identifies the mechanic facing the board, and everything goes as planned. Okay, so those are little things that we can look at to really sort of identify. 6-3, 4-1, 28. All right, moving on. All right, let's keep pushing on here. All right, so this shot went in, and so now what we're going to do right off the bat, center. Gonna step back, get to that 6 foot spot. 28 trail, 4 feet off, roughly, for lead, and let's stop right here. All right, so 28 trail. I mean, one would say second shot gets good. You're moving back. All the players are in front of you. That checks all the boxes. Let's move over here. Lead. Let's move over here. And let's get our shoulders in a better position. Our angles, really, really important. Key in on that. Now it's really working with the center. So we're going to do 6. There's that line. 6. Okay. And then what are we going to do? 3. Okay. So because we're 3 feet back from our free throw extended, and that's going to put us right around here. Okay. Now, why? Is because we are looking at what we're supposed to be looking at. Okay. It's really important. So being over here, the center still is looking at what the official is supposed to be looking at. But if you are in the right spot, you don't have to lean in. You're gonna be 6, 3, and perfectly established, and being able to see what's going on in front of you. So just think about that, and let's move on here. I don't see a flicker of the hand, but let's keep on pushing. Hand up, good mechanic, and we're off. All right, so very simple. 6-3, making sure we're at the right spot. These are just little details that are going to make you extraordinarily better and really going to point out that you study and you're paying attention to details. All right, let's move on to the next clip here. All right, here we go. All right, this is looking sharp. All right, at that 28, great angle. 4 off, great angle, and look. I mean, like, even looking at this, and we can't see the whole chord. You know, this center is at the right spot simply because all you have to do is do the math and just see exactly where he's at. This is beautiful, and this is sort of a little bit about precision. Okay, so let's move on here. See if we have any of the count, what hands to count on. So, okay, the count is on this hand, and it's not, obstructing, or it's not bringing attention, but it's just easier. And as I said before, some evaluators don't care, but it's do it on this hand because that's the hand that's coming up during the shot. So just keeping it consistent. All right, let's move on here. Okay, so there's a lot of good in this, right? So the center steps down, which is exactly book, but so maybe this center is right-handed and is dominant. So if we just moved all this here to the other hand, to the left hand, the flick and the hand going up and the step down, perfect. And it's not hard to do this. Mechanics are something that you can do perfect. It's really literally probably the only thing you can do perfect. So hand, backhand, and the flicker on the backhand. Okay, so that is that. All right, let's move on. All right, so we've seen clips that need adjustments, some that look good. Now let's look at one here that now we know where everybody's supposed to be. Okay, so this is 2 shots. Okay, so what do we have here? We have our center is way out of position. So again, to really get a grasp of it, start here, 6 feet in, free throw extended, 3 feet up, gonna be at the right spot. Okay, and you're gonna be able to look at what you're supposed to be looking at. Okay, the lead, it's the second shot. I would see, or first shot. I would say this would be a great spot for the second shot, but let's 4 feet here, 1 foot back, and you're still in a good spot. Now, I was looking at this at first, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5, and that's good. So when we look at a player back here, if there were any of these defensive players that were back here, I would say step back, but he's at the 28, and it's a good look. All right, so let's continue on with this. All right, second shot. Doesn't look like any subs. Again, the identifier, how many shots left. Good step back for the trail. Okay, so the center did the right mechanic toward the board. I would say, if being picky, I mean, like, stepping back, we don't know if the shot's going to go in. We want to, what do? Arm up and step in. Okay? He looks like he's fast enough so to get back. So again, when we look at this, and we're trying to be book smart here, We want to make sure that we are putting that hand up on the right side, and see any flickers, and then hand up and stepping down on that shot. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, in this particular clip, we have an upset coach, and so even though you have an upset coach, you have to be calm enough and reflect on getting everything in order when you are articulating to the board. As you can see, he's not too happy. So there is a switch here, and so let's just go right to it. Now, I like these guys' demeanor. It's confident. So let's stop right here. All right, so okay, first of all the old heads know that this happens all the time. Okay, it's not in the book, but people do it. But it's easier just to go by the book. Can't go wrong when you go by the book. So let's go 4 out, 1 deep. Okay, let's go over here. Now we have the trail. He's 28, making sure he has a good eye on everything. And now let's go with the center, who is made that call. Is confident about it, and let's go 6 up. Okay, and remember 6-3, so it's going to be 6-3 and 6-3. What do I see? Okay, going to have a good look. You're in a good spot. You can see everything. Okay, so generally speaking, it's just easier to get in the right spot, even though one would say our center is able to see across, right? And so that would be an argument, but I don't argue against the book. So let's make sure we get that positioning right when we're doing it. So we're gonna go here, and this is the second shot, and good identifier. I don't see any necessary. So we got to. The hand goes up first before the shot. Make sure we don't put the hand up until the shot goes up. I don't see no hand flicker for the count. The lead a little further out, but still in a good spot, deep enough to really get a good grasp on everything. But this situation here, there's little things here and there that obviously you can fix, and it's not that hard if you really go by the book and really start to discipline yourself. It's all about discipline. If you want to do it, you're going to do it. All right, let's move on. All right, let's look at this clip and get an idea if it needs fixing or it's good to go. All right, let's stop right there. All right, so 28, trail looks great. Nothing terrible about that. So it's here 6-3. Yeah, 6-3. Get a better angle on it. Shoulders in, but still can look. I like it still. All right. Our old hat here looks good. So this is sort of what we want to look like, but we want to make sure that our shoulders are in a spot that we're getting a good look on everything. All right, so let's continue on this. See if we have any hand flickers. Flicker on the inside. You want to flicker on the outside. Good rotation of players coming in. Identify shooting. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, so okay, we have a flicker here and a hand up, and the shot hasn't went up yet. So again, as I've said before, let's just wait till that ball goes up. Flicker with the outside hand. Keep it busy flickering with the count, and then when it goes up, the hand goes up. That will help you keep it. Keep the count on the right hand. Facing the right direction, and keeping it consistent with what our book wants to go by. So let's keep on going here. All right, I like it. All right, so let's just make sure that we're flickering on the right hand and using that hand for when the ball goes up. All right, let's jump into this clip. There's one shot on this particular play, so here we go. Let's stop right there. All right. First of all, great hand mechanic. That's really important. Make sure that we're flickering on that specific hand. 28. Great communication with the lead. You can see they're sort of looking at each other. And right here, our lead is good distance off. That's great. But let's go back to the center here. Okay, so 6. Okay, 3. Okay, 6-3. He does make a position move. I like his legs are open. He's really confident on where he's at. But I don't want to be behind a number. I want to be able to see through. Okay, so it looks good, and if the video says where he's at, that's where he's at. But 6-3 is always going to get you in this general area right here. So other than that, strong performance and mechanics and all the good stuff. So let's continue on here. All right. Really not much to say except for like when the shot goes up, I would say let's not back out. Let's take the initiative to step down. Okay, maybe stepping out of the way to get out of the way from some the play you thought, but it's easier to step down and then step back. It's more efficient. So when we look at the bigger picture here, let's see what we have our trail doing. All right, trail is telling the coach to get back. So this is really good, but I think we're really focusing here on getting the right spot at center. I think that's a majority of the problems that we often see is centers just not really in the right spot, and that just takes a little bit of math. 6-3, that's all you got to remember. All right, moving on. All right, so as we come to the end of this, we're getting to some of these clips that are really, really close to really being efficient at being at the right spot. So let's look at this here. So we have to say here that this center probably is a little bit too close to the comfort to where they're supposed to be. 6, 3, a little. I would say maybe 2 feet back. 1, 2, like 2 feet back. Okay, just enough to be like right here, being able to see this. And these particular clips, I really felt confident that they were really, really good. I like these positions. Everybody's really in a good spot. But as most of you have noticed in this video, is the centers have the most difficult spot because 28, you see the 28, 4 feet off the inline. It's easy, but this is really, really close. This is the closest I've seen in all the videos. So, and I think this is the second shot. So if it's a second shot, I like. Oh yeah, it's 2 shots. So yeah, listen. Just moving up a little bit fixes this, and everything else is golden. So I would say, let's see, 3 feet up would be here. So 6'3". Yeah, like right here. I know, boys and girls, it seems a little petty to just move an inch or foot up, but being at the right spot, and it looks cleaner on film. Okay, and the rest of this is great. So let's move on to the last one, I believe. All right, well, you know what? I think you get it. I think you understand the importance of being at the right place according to the book that we have. Some of you realize that your evaluator won't even discuss this, won't even bring it up, but given the fact that we have the ability, specifically when it comes to mechanics, to get this right and be at the right place and know that you're at the right place, and taking away the chance to even have it brought up is principled. So the reality here is, if we want to do this, we have to put it in our minds when this thing is happening, the free throw, go through the steps. 6 feet off, 3 foot up, free throw, a lead, 4 off, about 1 foot back, 28, making sure you're at the right spot. Don't bail, using the right hand and flickering with the right hand, making sure that you are at the right spots, not bailing, and all those things. All right. So this is all about discipline, as I said before. It's the willingness to work on it when nobody else cares about it. And I know it's sort of like a negative, and I'm emphasizing it because it's not. But you want it to be. You want someone to come across that is paying attention to it, like I would if I was evaluating, and be like, hey, you are at the right spot. And bringing it up in evaluation, hey, great spot during free throws. And then maybe bringing it up to some other officials that need to make the move and address it. It's not going to happen, most likely, but if it does happen, knowing that you're at the right spot, doing the right thing, it will make this worth it. So thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. We're about 74 days out from high school basketball, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm working on other specific videos that are going to help us with mechanics and understanding why we're at the places where we're supposed to be, and getting a better hold of why we do what we do instead of just X's and O's. So again, I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you go to the website. There's other content there and articles, and the YouTube page. We rebranded, and so Come On Revs Academy is legit on a path to lead the next generation of officials in the direction of success and excellence. So again, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Remember, you're not as good as you think you are. Talking to myself. Stay focused, stay dedicated, and work hard. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.